Hi guys! Welcome in my story corner. We read all kinds of stories here. Some are true stories, some fiction, and some true stories that we sometimes wish were fiction. We do them all. So if you're into intriguing, dark, and scary tales, it's time to kick back, chill, and relax. If you're new here, welcome. Stay a bit, see if you like it. We'd love to have you. If you like and subscribe, it helps us so much. Also hit the bell icon so you don't miss anything and help us get this channel off the ground. Now, let's forget the world and get comfy. Tonight's story is the real deal. One of those that gets passed down from generation to generation. It's not one off my own, and even if I tried, I can never tell it the way my Uncle Drew can. I remember as a little girl around the fire, all the kids was sitting around Uncle Drew as he told his stories. Wide-eyed, we would listen to him for hours. And believe it or not, Uncle Drew just so happens to be in town for a bit, so I asked him to tell you about the night that they were locked up in a haunted castle when he was just a boy. So, I hope you enjoy.
You know how some places just look like they've seen too much? That's Niedzwiecka Castle. Locals whisper about it, call it Dunajec Castle, but the real title? Poland's Most Haunted. Stone walls older than some countries. Legends of betrayal, curses, murder. In May 2019, I somehow ended up spending the night there. Not a tour, not a gimmick. Actually locked in. I didn't know what I'd agreed to. It was me, 16, my parents and my best friend. We were in Poland visiting family, and my mom pulled strings. She didn't tell us why. Later, I'd realized she was avoiding telling us the haunted part, like dropping someone into deep water before mentioning the sharks. The first sight of the castle was like a punch. Jagged stone towers rising out of mist, black windows like watching eyes. Stepping inside, I swear the temperature dipped 10 degrees. The stone walls sweated with damp. The air carried a faint smell. Iron, mold, something sour, like a cellar that hasn't been opened in centuries. Our footsteps echoed too long, like the sound didn't want to fade. The guide joked about us being brave to stay overnight. We laughed, but I noticed he didn't follow us past the gate. Our room was tucked into a thick, round pillar, medieval-style bed, heavy wooden furniture that looked like it hadn't been moved in decades. Even with the lamps on, shadows clung stubbornly to the corners. My friend joked it was kind of cozy, but her voice didn't quite match her smile. As the sun dropped, the walls seemed to press inward, the air thicker, like the room itself was holding its breath. Then, no sound, no flicker of light, just an instant shift. A weight pressed on my chest, my skin prickled with goosebumps. Though nothing had happened, my friend's eyes met mine at the exact same second. No words. We both felt it. That heavy, unmistakable dread, the kind that doesn't come from your mind. It comes from outside, and it wants in. We laughed nervously, pretending it was a joke. We tried to ignore it, played music, scrolled through our phones, but the air didn't lighten. It clung to us. At one point, I swore I heard a faint dragging sound above us, slow, deliberate. My friend froze mid-scroll. "You hear that?" she whispered. Before I could answer, the sound stopped. That's almost worse than it continuing. Silence after movement feels like hiding. We set up my laptop for a movie, hoping the noise would make the feeling vanish. I sat with my back to the wall, my friend curled up beside me. Then, without looking, I just knew something was watching me. That deep, skin-crawling certainty. My friend shifted, eyes darting toward the corner by the door. "Don't look," she murmured, voice tight. "It's bad. Just don't look." My stomach flipped. I looked. I wish I hadn't. There was no clear shape, nothing you could point to. But the space was occupied. My mind filled it in like a shadow memory. Tall, slim, young woman. blonde hair that seemed to glow faintly. She wasn't just there. She was focused on us, radiating sadness so sharp it cut, and an anger that felt personal. My friend described her exactly the same before I said a word. Every muscle locked. We didn't scream, didn't move, just clung to each other. The room's cold deepened until our breath fogged in the air. From the corner, I thought I saw the faintest tilt of her head, like she was studying us. Then, one step forward. Not loud, not visible, but I felt it. A shift in the air, the weight closer. My teeth chattered, and not from the cold. Something changed in her presence, like she'd made a decision. The pressure in my head built, my ears ringing faintly. A wave of dizziness hit, and for a second, my vision blurred. My friend's nails dug into my arm. "She's not happy we're here," she whispered, barely audible. We tried to laugh, but it came out broken. The laughter died when a faint knock echoed from inside the wall behind us. We didn't investigate. We didn't dare. The knock came again, slower, deliberate, from inside solid stone. My friend squeezed her eyes shut, whispering, "Don't look at her. Don't look." I fought the urge to glance back toward that corner, because the worst thought struck me. What if she wasn't the only thing in the room? What if she was just the one we noticed? The air grew heavier, and my limbs felt like they were filling with sand. My eyelids drooped, not from calm, but like something was pulling me under. The last thing I remember before blacking out was imagining her at the foot of our bed, pale hands gripping the blanket. Morning came with sunlight and the illusion of normalcy, but that corner still felt wrong. We packed in silence. On the way out, my mom asked if we slept okay. I told her every detail. Her face tightened, like she wasn't surprised. Back in Warsaw, she finally told me the legend about a young woman murdered here centuries ago, thrown into the castle well, or stabbed, depending on the version. Her spirit lingers, guarding something, or perhaps warning people away. Her hair? Blonde. Her rage? Endless. We didn't know her story before that night. We didn't even know the castle had a ghost. And yet my friend and I described her the same way, right down to the way she stood. Maybe it's coincidence. Or maybe in that cold stone chamber, we'd met the Lady of Niedzika Castle and survived her stare. Sometimes I wonder, if we'd stayed awake just a little longer, would she have done more than watch?